It's so nice to see so many of my friends here this evening, and we're celebrating Interfaith Week. But the good thing about this event is that everyone here is here in the spirit, the true spirit of interfaith, of working together in harmony, being together, and wanting to learn about each other's faith and each other's lives and each other's philosophies or cultural experiences. The theme tonight is that we're looking to see what we have in common as different faiths, and what are the common values between the many religions that coexist in London and the United Kingdom.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen wa salatu wa salam ala ashraf al-anbiya wal mursaleen. My brother and sister in humanity, I greet you with the Islamic greeting of peace. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. May peace and blessing of Almighty God be upon you all. Dear friends, I would like to talk about peace and humanity. Dear friends, in humanity, our aim should be to establish a permanent peace around the world. This is my job. Truly peace is possible. Truly peace is possible to grab. Peace is so near to us that I can grab it. But unfortunately, the problem is my hand is so slippery that as I try to grab the peace, it will slip out of my hand. 35 years I'm trying to do it, nationally, internationally, locally, nationally, internationally, or just goes. As soon as I go toward the peace, peace goes away. I try to find a way. I try to find a why peace is so slippery that I cannot hold it. When I'm saying I, that means you all. I as a general, it's not just I myself. When I looked at it seriously, what is the problem? I find that the peace is not slippery. It's my hand is slippery. It's not peace. My hand is so slippery by holding hatred, jealousy, greed, racism, torture, war, destruction of any kind. And by the same hand I would like to hold peace. It's impossible. It is an impossible. Hatred and peace does not come together. My friend in humanity, we all should learn from the famous word of Nelson Mandela, who said, "As I walked out the door toward the gate that would lead to my freedom, I knew if I did not leave my bitterness and hatred behind, I had still been in prison." Dear friends, if we wish to be free ourselves of any prison of hatred and conflict and war, we must follow his example. Famine, destruction, war, genocide, torture, slavery, killing, burning, all happening everywhere in the world. Any part of the world, these things which I said happen. No peace. And it is only because the man wants to hold hatred of any kind in the same hand that the man holds peace. Peace wouldn't stay together with hatred. Dear friends, the story is so long. Hatred and the bitterness is so long, but we leave it down here. However, what I said, my friends, is humanity. Despite of what I said, we should not be downhearted. Still we have time. We can all work together for the sake of saving and humanity. We all can wash our hands and clean our hands and our hearts from any hatred and wrongdoing physically and spiritually. This is very important. If we really want to look for peace, then we can grab hold peace and keep it in close to our heart. Then, when we done that, then you will see, or we will see, the sun will shine once more on the human face, which has been so darkened by the bitterness and hatred of each other. I would like to offer a short prayer for humanity, peace and work, which we're doing tonight and forever. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد آمين. Dear Lord Allah, the glorious, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Oh dear Lord, we ask you to open the heart of all we meet, so we may convey the message of peace in our home and families, in our neighborhoods, in our cities, countries, and across the world. We ask, O Lord, to unite us all in peace. The families which torn apart, the countries which divided, and nations at war. Restoring us our faith in you, O Allah, our faith in unity, our faith in humanity, our faith in friends and families, our faith in each other. May our effort be sincere and fruitful, and may our commitment to peace bring other friends and families into this world so they may too experience the beauty of being at peace. May our courage match our convictions and our integrity match our heart. May our efforts be accepted and fruitful, and may the work we do here help to spread peace across the world. Amen.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, ladies and gentlemen, welcome and good evening to everyone. I can see lots of beautiful and amazing people gathered today here to celebrate the richness and variety of the different religions. We are here today to celebrate Interfaith Week as well as the beauty of Interfaith, and I congratulate the organizers, All Faith Network, who organized this beautiful event today. My message for today is we all here because we have many things in common between us, such as respect each other and tolerance and the religious harmony that is actually teaching us the respect everyone, irrespective of our colors, irrespective of our tradition, irrespective of our nationality, and irrespective of our race. So this is the beauty of all the religion, and I give a huge tribute to every religion of the world that they have these things in common. No religions give a message of aggression. No religion give a message of hate. No religion give a message of war. And no religion give a message of racism. And these are the beauty of all the religions. And actually the religious faiths are working well collectively and effectively amongst all the world, and millions of people across the world, they are getting benefit from the religious faiths, and they are getting the benefit from the great principles and human values which are common in all the faiths and all the religions. So I again salute all of you who are working together with the Interfaith, who are spending their great and precious times here tonight, and who are showing all the respect to each other, and showing your unity, showing this evening actually giving a great message not only to the people who are gathered here, but also this message will go through the social media and media to all other people who are not here today, that they will accept that what is the importance of religious values. Thank you very much.
My organization, in brief, is called AIDO, A-I-D-O, which stands for Ateker International Development Organization. We now call ourselves AIDO Network. IDO network briefly started from this building. It was a joke, I think, with Tracy, Sarah. We were sitting here talking about Africa. I come from Uganda, where we had a very big problem with king's chief raiding each other, taking cows, killing people. This was the tradition which has been going on for generations. The government had failed to solve this problem. So IDO's aim was to use culture to bring peace between these kings and chiefs. We started in a small way to create cultural events that bring all these tribes together to interact. So when time came, it was easy for us to use this forum to bring these kings and queens to talk. Little did we know another problem was going to come. Now, the major problem that came was, although the chiefs were happy to embrace our idea, there was a problem between religious leaders and the cultural leaders. Most of the kings, some of them do not believe, they are not religious, they are not Christian, they are not Muslim, and they had this issue of accepting churches to come and put a church in their land. So what IDO did here, what we do, we decided to sit down with the heads of religion, the kings, and we agreed that how can they work together. This was very difficult, mainly, it wasn't really from the kings, it was more from the religious leaders who believed that the African kings do not worship any god. They are fetish, they are juju people, and they use witchcraft. So it was very difficult for these two groups to sit in one house and have dialogue. IDO was very successful in bringing these two groups under one house, and we tried to educate them that faith, we should respect each other's faith. If the chiefs believe in witchcraft, which is necessarily not the truth, it was good for the chiefs to respect all the religious groups that were in their land, because this was really very serious, because churches were being burnt down, people were being chased. So this is one of the challenges that we met. But as I speak, 2 years now, we have been able to bring all these kings together with the church leaders, church groups, and this is now our second year. Last year we were very successful. We brought we had about 350 people, almost 400 people, coming from over 15 countries, Africa to Germany, Scientology, Celebrity Center. We had the kings and the queens from Ghana, South Africa, Botswana, Nigeria, Uganda, Kenya, Southern Sudan. So this is a movement which has grown, that we are really very happy that we now begin to understand that it is very important for all of us to embrace, not because I'm not a Muslim and I do not understand what Muslims do. It does not mean it's bad. It is us to educate our brothers, our friends. You don't need to eat that food. Let those who eat it eat. There's nothing bad with it. So we try to bring this balance between the faith and the cultural side. So it has worked very well for us as IDO, that we can now go to any country, get audience with the heads of state, because we managed to do what they failed to do. We managed to stop the cattle raids. We managed to get the churches settled and build churches in some of these hostile places, especially in East Africa, like Turkana, like in Karamoja. And even through the unity, we have been able, through the help of Scientology, to implement programs like drug-free world. Because most of the young people were using drugs. That's why they would go raiding others and killing people. So we are working on drugs, which we are trying to implement in Kenya, in Ghana, South Africa, and recently we've been joined by Swaziland. So I would like to take this opportunity that my organization, IDO, is happy to work with all the faith groups, all the churches. We belong to every church. If you have any problem that you think is within us, if you want to move to Africa, any hostile place, we are here, come to IDO. I was honored to be invited to Ahmadiyya a few weeks ago, my first time in the mosque. I was very impressed, lovely. You know, I learned a lot. This is what we do. So ladies and gentlemen, without wasting a lot of your time, I would like to take this opportunity to inform you next year, for the first time, we are going to have a convention in Ghana, which is outside Africa. And we would like to call upon the Muslim speakers to take part in this convention, which would be a good way for us to understand each other and appreciate. So each church would like a representation to address a gathering which we expect to be in thousands. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Yes, I'm chairing the European Federation for Freedom of Belief. I've just been confirmed for the next 3-year term 2 hours ago, so we had a meeting. It's really an honor to work with All Faiths Network and with many people from many different backgrounds who are doing very great for improving and advancing freedom of religion in the world. We are all part of the same movement. I want to recall what Mike Pompeo, the Secretary of State, did in the United States last year. He launched an international movement for freedom of religion in the world when he organized the first ministerial to advance freedom of religion in the world. That was intended like an extemporaneous meeting of people of faith, people of no faith, and people from governments of different countries. The meeting last year in Washington was so successful, it was attended by representatives of some 87 members, 87 governments, that the second year, this year in 2019, members of 100 states, governments, international organizations joined the meeting. So the Secretary of State said, we must make this meeting an annual meeting. So we are going to have the ministerial every single year. The ministerial is a very important event, not only because people from all over the world join, but also because it, let's say, it persuaded people and governments from countries where there is not much freedom of religion to come and work with people who are more experienced in the field. And of course, we don't know that things are not going to change overnight. It will take time, but the single fact that people from different countries join together and accepted to work with people from NGOs and charities, it's something very unique and amazing. So we all belong to this international movement, whether we are aware of this or not, because we all are working towards people's freedom. We want to all want the world to be a safe place, a place of love and peace for everyone in the same way. As the song says, there is one race, human race. We are all brothers and sisters. Whatever our background is, there is no one race and another race. We are all human beings. And I want to recall something from, I want to quote Albert Einstein. I really love what he said. In his book, Moral Decay, back in 1937, he said, all religions, arts, and sciences are branches of the same tree. All these aspirations are directed toward ennobling man's life, lifting it from the sphere of mere physical existence and leading the individual towards freedom. That's what we are doing. Tonight we have a tree here, we have performers, people from different religions, so our work is to work to enable and allow freedom for everyone. So I'm very happy to have all these friends in this evening, and we all have to work together towards freedom, to have more freedom for everyone, and to stop. When there are problems, we all have to work together. Whatever the kind of problem is, in the field of religious minorities, issues or not, we have to work together towards freedom. Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I bring you the peace and blessings from the Muslim community, and in particular the Ahmadiyya Muslim community. We are a small community, but we are spread around the world. We are represented in 202 countries of the world. We are very active in promoting peace and interfaith harmony. In fact, the founder of the movement started an interfaith dialogue as far back as 1889. So the first one that he held was in Lahore, which was over a century ago. So I'm very, very happy to be here today. I'm very happy to see some very friendly faces and some very good people over here who do a lot of work to promote peace all over the world. And that is the message that we should take away from here tonight. That we are all, as Alessandro said, we are all one race. We really need to be working together if we need to promote peace. If we work against each other, then we see the result that we see unfortunately today in a very, very disgruntled world, in a broken world, where unfortunately racism and war-mongering is being promoted. And that will only bring destruction to the world. So we may be a small community, we may be a small number of people, but we can actually make a difference, provided we do work together. We work with each other, we work with love, we work with affection, and the motto of our community is love for all, hatred for none. And I thank the organizers for doing this tonight. That is very, very kind. It's a fantastic function as usual, and thank you very much for inviting us to speak tonight.
In our country, the United Kingdom, I think we are blessed that we have a wider threshold of allowing a variety of faiths to practice their beliefs. And also those who have no faith as well. That is also very important, because they're still in the 21st century, in many countries in the world, that they have not particularly reached that level of dialogue, harmony, multiculturalism, multi-faith, etc. And we in our country should never take this for granted. Because if we do, it can only take a very short while where things can change. And obviously, of course, we know that currently in our country we are going through the decision whether we should leave the EU or not, which in this context is irrelevant. But what is pertinent is that when the referendum took place, it has brought out or unleashed sort of groups of people who are quite intolerant of others. And I think we should ensure and try our utmost that we can speak louder, we are in a majority, and more importantly, that we represent the masses and not those people who are xenophobic and intolerant. Now, I happen to be here asked today to represent the Interfaith Network for the United Kingdom. I happen to also be the co-moderator of the Faith Communities Forum of the Interfaith Network and also trustee. And the Interfaith Network, or IFN known in a brief, was founded in 1987, when in our country interfaith relations were still in the infancy. Of course, today there is a wide variety of multi-faith and interfaith organizations, but more importantly, the various stratas of the public sector, the statutory sector, the private sector, has become to recognize the merit of having, multitude of faiths, beliefs in their workforce or in the whatever they represent. And that is very important, because the Interfaith Network was set up to advance public knowledge and mutual understanding of the teachings, tradition, and practices of the different faith communities in Britain, including an awareness both in the distinctive features and the common ground, and to promote good relations between persons of different faiths. And I think this is very important, because we may not necessarily accept one's beliefs, but it's important that we recognize the importance that everybody has got room to coexist. And in a way, the Interfaith Week, which is now been around for since quite a few years, since I think around about 2008, 2009. And it gives an opportunity for all of us to strengthen interfaith relations, share good practice, like today, is a prime example, and getting to know one another better. Because at the end of the day, by knowing our neighbor, by knowing our colleague better, we avoid misunderstanding and thereby build a better world for all of us, to use the words of Michael Jackson as such. With those words, thank you very much, and thank you for allowing me to say these words.
इश्क उतरा है, इश्क उतरा है मेरी रूह में, वही की तरह। इश्क उतरा है मेरी रूह में, वही की तरह। धड़कते दिल, धड़कते दिल, धड़कते दिल, तुझे मैं थाम लूं तस्बीह की तरह। धड़कते दिल, तुझे मैं थाम लूं तस्बीह की तरह। इश्क उतरा है मेरी रूह में, वही की तरह। झुकी जाती है जबी, झुकी जाती है जबी सजदे शुक्राने में। झुकी जाती है जबी सजदे शुक्राने में। झुका जाता है बदन इश्क में रुकू की तरह। इश्क उतरा है मेरी रूह में, वही की तरह। धड़कते दिल, तुझे मैं थाम लूं तस्बीह की तरह। लौ जो इस दिल में जली है, लौ जो इस दिल में जली है तेरी मोहब्बत की। लौ जो इस दिल में जली है तेरी मोहब्बत की। लौ जो इस दिल में जली है तेरी मोहब्बत की। जैसे मंदिर में पुजारी फिरूं मलंग की तरह। हूँ हर एहसास पे सरशार, हर एहसास पे सरशार मैं तहे दिल से हूँ, हर एहसास पे सरशार मैं तहे दिल से फेरे जाती हूँ मैं सलाम खुशबू की तरह। इश्क उतरा है मेरी रूह में वही की तरह। धड़कते दिल तुझे मैं थाम लूं तस्बीह की तरह। तू ही काबा, तू ही काबा, तू कलीसा, तू ही काबा, तू कलीसा, तू ही भगवान मेरा। पढ़े जाऊं तेरी नमाज, पढ़े जाऊं तेरी नमाज नमाजी की तरह। तू तमन्ना, तू तमन्ना कि तजस्सुस या पुरस्रार सा इकरार मेरे लबों पे है तू हर लम्हा दुआ की तरह। मेरे लबों पे है तू हर लम्हा दुआ की तरह। इश्क उतरा है मेरी रूह में वही की तरह। धड़कते दिल, धड़कते दिल तुझे मैं थाम लूं तस्बीह की तरह। तेरा ही विर्द, तेरा ही विर्द ज़ुबां पर, तेरा ही विर्द ज़ुबां पर मैं हूँ चुपचाप बस खामोश। तेरा ही विर्द ज़ुबां पर मैं हूँ चुपचाप बस खामोश। तेरा ही विर्द ज़ुबां पर मैं हूँ चुपचाप बस खामोश। हूँ गर्दिशे दौरां में, हूँ गर्दिशे दौरां में किसी दरविश की तरह। इश्क उतरा है मेरी रूह में वही की तरह। धड़कते दिल, धड़कते दिल, धड़कते दिल तुझे मैं थाम लूं तस्बीह की तरह। I forgot to tell you the name of the poem actually. It's Namaz-e-Ishq, which is, Ishq is love, devotion. Namaz is prayer. So it's a prayer of love, basically. And the first line, Ishq utra hai meri ruh mein wahi ki tarah. The love and devotion has been transcended into my soul like a revolution from somewhere, from higher space, higher place. And my beating heart, just hold on, I'm holding on to my beating heart like I hold on to the beats of prayer when I'm praying. So I've denoted the beat of my heart as in every bead of the prayer beads, basically. Jhuki jati hai jabhi sajda-e shukrane mein. So I'm always thankful and in gratitude, immense gratitude, and also that my forehead, I bow my forehead to thank the bounties, and also the whole body. I bow down in front of the higher energy that has blessed me with so much in this world and in my life. So I'm really thankful for all the senses. So, hu har ehsaas pe sarshan. Every sense that is in me, that is in my being, I'm very thankful for that, because if any of it is missing, that I don't know how to feel, how would I feel about that? And then I'm just singing and praying in love and thankfulness and gratitude. Law jo is dil mein jali hai teri mohabbat ki. Law means the flame. Flame as in flame of love, which is burning in my heart for you, for the higher energy. As if I'm in a mandir and I'm praying like a devotee, and I'm praying to that the flame of love that is burning in my heart as well. Tu hi Kaaba, tu Kalisa, tu hi Bhagwan mera. Kaaba, everyone knows Kaaba is in Saudi Arabia. So Kaaba, tu hi Kaaba, tu Kalisa. Kalisa is a church. It's an beautiful Urdu word for church. So tu hi Kaaba, tu Kalisa, tu hi Bhagwan mera. So Bhagwan, you're my Bhagwan too. So whoever I'm devoted to, my beloved, he can be anything. It can be anything. She can be anything. So tu hi Kaaba, tu Kalisa, tu hi Bhagwan mera. Padhe jaun teri namaz, namazi ki tarah. So I'm forever praying as if I'm praying in namaz, in the prayer as in Muslims do. Tu tamanna ki tajassus, ya purasrar sa ikraz. Are you a desire? Are you are like a curiosity, the curiosity inside me, or you are like a deep hidden secret. I cannot figure you out. But you are always on my lips, like a prayer. I'm always remembering you and taking your name in a dua. Dua is a prayer, again, when you raise hands and you pray for something. Tera hi wird zubaan par, main hoon chupchaap bas khamosh. All I'm saying is just, I can hear the resounding of your name in my mind and in my being and in my soul, in my beating heart. And I'm just silent. I just want to be silent. I just don't want to speak and just keep listening to that sound of beating heart where I can feel you. Hoon gardishe dora mein kisi darwish ki tarah. As if the world is just non-stop, it's on going, it's non-stop, it's just going like mad. But I'm in a devotion and I'm just thinking of you like a dervish, as in a whirling dervish, and I'm just whirling about and turning around in your prayer and thankfulness and gratitude. Basically, this is
Now, I've worked for the Church of Scientology for nearly 18 years, and my favourite part of my job is actually meeting new people and finding out about their beliefs and their practices. And I've toured hundreds of people through the Church of Scientology, and I often sit with them afterwards and we have a chat, to find out about each other. And it's one of the most special parts of my job. Having those conversations with all of those people, it struck me that the common thing that we have is the idea that most faiths and most religions and philosophies have a concept of morals and ethics. Okay, a guideline of what is considered to be good and what is considered to be bad behaviour. And I think you'll find that in most religious scriptures there is some aspect of these morals and these ethics. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah? What about this side?
Yeah.
This side are obviously listening. So, whether we're talking about the Bible, whether we're talking about the Quran, or the Torah or the Vedas, there's always this concept of what's right and wrong. It's a sense of what we as spiritual beings consider is right to do. And that is the strength that I feel our faiths and all of us here and all of the religions around the world can bring to the society. We can bring these moral values back, and we can bring back respect, honesty and tolerance. Who would like a world with more of those three things? Yes. Put your hands up if you do. The founder of the Church of Scientology, Mr. L. Ron Hubbard, left behind many tools to help any individual to lead a happier and more productive life. And one particular book that he wrote is called The Way to Happiness. Okay, this is the book here. Now this book, it's a book that has 21 rules or precepts or guide for living a happier life. And in this book we find things such as be temperate, do not take harmful drugs, don't take alcohol to excess, don't do anything illegal, look after and safeguard your environment. Yeah. If you look around London, there are some areas that need some more looking after. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's rubbish, there's graffiti, there's knife crime, thank you. There's people walking out of McDonald's who eat their burgers and they just go on the floor. You know, they're not looking after and caring for their environment. So now this book can be distributed into communities where, as Dr. Ramzy said, there is knife crime, gang crime, drugs and violence. And this book, if you have a read of it and you understand what it's doing and what it's telling you about these morals and these values, can actually bring about calm and peace in an area. And it's actually been translated into 114 languages. Okay? So that's a lot of languages, a lot of people that can be reached. And it can be read by any person of any culture, any religion, any race, any age, anywhere on this planet. And it can be used by anyone as well. It is a non-religious guide to better living. So I just wanted to show that we also have it in Arabic. For this side of the room. And also the good thing about this book is that we can actually work with you and your organizations and your faith institutions to have your own organization or your own group or your own business or yourself. You can create your own photo on the front and you can promote what you're promoting. And this book is to be used by people that want to spread goodwill around the planet. Okay? And at the moment, just to show also, because I want to talk about application in faith, because it's not just about, for me, it's not just about having a belief and knowing I'm a spiritual being, but it's about what can we do as faith together to change things, to improve the community and improve the society. So we've actually been working with the borough of Brent in a place called Stonebridge. Does anyone know Stonebridge? Oh, a couple of people? Fantastic. It's kind of out near Wembley. And it's one of the worst places in terms of there's a lot of antisocial behaviour, there's crime there, there's knife crime, there's all sorts of problems. And I'm not saying that other boroughs don't have that. But we've been working with a local councillor there, who's now become the mayor, and also we did a clean-up. One of the points in this book is safeguard and improve your environment. So we've got to apply this stuff. You know, we live in this century, we've got to apply religion, we've got to use it. So we have a team of volunteers, and we work with the local community, and we literally go with the big dustbin bags, the sticks, you know, the picker-upper things, and the gloves, we've got the t-shirts on, and we're a team, and we're going to do something about it. We're a religious group, or we're not a religious group, but we're going to do something about this. So we go and clean up the area, and we distribute these Way to Happiness booklets. We also are going to be working with another borough on Sunday, if any of you fancy some action. We're working with a new borough in Barking with Councillor Moynes. He has asked us to come and work with him and do a community clean-up. So it's 12 o'clock on Sunday for 2 hours. Okay? So if you fancy it, come and see me or any of the staff here this evening.
Fun.
So my point is, let's do something practical as a religion, as a group of religious people together, as a group of spiritual people. Let's change something positively together in the community. So that's what I bring to the table this evening. Thank you very much.
I begin my speech with a quote from Albert Einstein. All religions, art and sciences are the branches of the same tree. All these aspirations are directed towards enabling man's life, lifting it from the sphere of mere physical existence and leading the individual towards freedom. Tonight, I ask myself, what is belief and religion? I really ask myself, what is belief and religion? Belief is a true state of the mind. When we consider something true, even though we are not able to prove it. Religions are belief systems that relate humanity to spirituality. Everybody has beliefs about life and the world they experience, which may be religious, philosophical, or ideological. I feel religion is a collection of cultural systems, belief systems, and worldviews that relate humanity to spirituality and sometimes to moral values. Many religions have narratives, symbols, traditions, and sacred histories that are intended to give meaning to life or to explain the origin of life or universe. In the simplest sense, all religion describes the relationship of human beings to what they regard as holy, sacred, spiritual, or divine, and guides them to lead a moral life. Hence I say confidently today, morality has positive relationship with social and human values such as equality, honesty, love and care, determined by the common moral standard of our society. It is therefore essential to provide moral education, not only to children, but also to all. So every individual keeps in mind the norms of the society, the universal principles of equality, justice, and peace. Emphasizing this significant for moral education in the minds of every individual around the world, my organization, which is called as World Humanitarian Drive, WHD, are approaching United Nations to declare World Moral Education Day.
Excellent, excellent.
World Moral Education Day. By UN to be celebrated in remembering our initiated movement date of 30th of September, which will be observed by all the UN countries if approved and agreed by United Nations. This initiative will spread massive awareness among the people globally and increase the importance of human values and ethical moral codes prescribed by great leaders such as Mahatma Gandhi. And you see, Mahatma Gandhi's 150th year of birth anniversary can be going along with the moral code which he stood for. So far, in support of my petition, I have collected 14,000 plus signatures worldwide, along with PhD scholars, leaders' testimony in writing from worldwide, and also created a website, a Google platform, and so many other mediums to along with my petition. My optimism and my confidence says for a peaceful future where love and peace can prevail in abundance in this world, I passionately propose World Moral Education Day. I request you please to consider and make this history showing your full strength of support for this beautiful day to be declared by UN for peace in this world. So, everyone over here who are coming from different faith religion or non-faith religion believe something called as peace. And me and Martin were speaking the other day, and I asked Martin, what is the foundation of peace? What is the foundation of peace? The foundation of peace is education. That's the foundation of peace. What is education? What is the right education? The right education is moral education. If there is no moral education, there cannot be peace. Imagine a person with hatred in his mind or in his heart. He cannot go towards peace. And all these religions connect to one thing. The Jewish brother calls shalom. The Muslim brother, they say salam. My Hindu brother says shanti. All starts with a S, right? Yeah. The English, they call it peace be upon you and peace be to you once they're gone. But all of them are connected to one thing, which is peace. And the moral code of peace is the foundation, what we are trying to build to our society. So you and me can build this society by joining hands together. Are you willing to join hands with me?
Yes.
Yes. Do you think this is a good movement?
Yes. Excellent.
So why don't you all join us by checking our website, coming your support letters, make this movement a successful movement so United Nations can hear it. Imagine all of you coming together, bringing this platform. If one day is celebrated, this is the platform to start with. Imagine every one of you think, okay, today is a moral education day. You would have seen parents. Okay, you would have seen these Western countries. Today is Father's Day. Let me go and give my daddy a greeting card. Let me go and give my mother a greeting card. On the Mother's Day or Father's Day. So that's when they see them. Something of a kindling heart thing which happens. Imagine if Moral Education Day is declared, and that day is for moral principles. If one person in one country does one thing good, you will all be a part of the history. Are you willing to be a part of the history?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I love to have you all. Please sign in the website, which is www.worldmoraleducationday.com. I finish by saying Robert Frost's poem, which is the woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have my promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Thank you.
We believe that children are the torchbearers of any culture. If we are not passing the baton to them, then the cultures will fade away. So we would like to start with this dance with young children, as young as 4.5, 5 years. They start learning this art form, and then they are going to bring to you the goddess Durga. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was beautiful.
Music is a universal language, one which touches all hearts. Guru Nanak Dev Ji, the father and founder of the Sikh faith, and his 550th birthday we are celebrating this month, used this language of love to connect all people of all backgrounds and beliefs. Today we are singing one of his hymns and reflecting on the divine jewel of one's consciousness which unites us all.
Ram Kali Fast Mahela. The drop is in the ocean and the ocean is in the drop. Who understands and knows this? He himself creates the wondrous play of the world. He himself contemplates it and understands its true essence. How rare are those who contemplate this spiritual wisdom. Through this, the supreme state of liberation is attained. The night is in the day and the day is in the night. The same is true of the hot and cold. No one else understands his state and extent. Without the Guru, this is not understood. The female is in the male and the male is in the female. Understand this, O God, realized being. The meditation is in the music and the knowledge is in the meditation. Become Gurmat and speak the unspoken truth. The light is in the mind and the mind is in the light. The Guru brings the five senses together like brothers. Nanak is forever a sacrifice to those who enshrine love for the one word of the Shabbat.
There's a place in your heart, and I know that it is love. And this place is bright as tomorrow. And if you try, you find there's no need to cry. This place in which there's no hurt or sorrow. There are ways to get there if you care enough for the big thing. Make a little space, make a better place, heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying, if you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. If you want to know why, there's a love that cannot lie. Love is strong, it only cares for joyful giving. If you try, then you'll see, in this bliss we cannot feel. There are dreams, stop existing and start living. Living feels that always, love enough for growing. Make a better world, make a better world, heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying, if you care enough for living, make a better place for you and for me. And the dream we both received and where we got a jumbled face. And while we once believed it, we shine again in grace. Then why do you keep straining me? This earth is a body soul. And it's plain to see this world is heavy. King of love, fly so high, let our spirits never die. In our heart, and there you are, all my brothers. In a world with no fear, together we'll cry happy tears. Let's turn their swords into plowshares. We could really get there if you care enough for the living. Make a little space, make a better place. Heal the world. it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for living, make a better place for you and for me. Everybody, heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for living, make a better place for you and for me. The world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for living, make a better place for you and for me. One more time.
And